Okay, hello. It is now officially Giving Tuesday. It is currently 12:21 on Tuesday, December the 3rd. And we right now, yes, we're running a little late. We've had a few shows go a little long. And so we are right now looking for our guests to find the right studio to go forward. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to catch us up to date on where we are currently on our Giving Tuesday donations. And it's starting the day off because you know what? This is a give-a-thon. And we are currently, it looks like we have hit over the $1,000 range. So we're at $1,162.76. Woohoo! Thank you. Let's keep going. We got 24 hours to pull off $49,000, a little less than $49,000. We're going to do this, and I know we will. So get out your pocketbooks, get out your checking accounts, get your penny rolls, and let's do this for the buddies, because every single person out there that has heard those three words, either for themselves or for someone else, they deserve to be able to have a buddy, a chemo buddy for life. We are making a difference, one buddy at a time. And so I just want to say thank you for those that have donated so far. And I am looking forward to having my guest show up with me here in just the next few moments, and so that we can go into our next segment, which is healing through frequencies. We have Dr. Sandra, that here she is, and we should be having Ruth show up in just a hello.
Okay, let me ask her because Ruth is saying that she won't be able to point to them either.
We are here, and okay, so we have everybody here, and sorry that we lost the link. One thing about Facebook and their links,
hey, there's Ruth
on time. So,
hey.
All right, I'm going to let you go forward. I'm going to drop off the line for a little bit. I'm going to let you guys have a discussion.
How come I can't hear?
Do you have a headset? Do you have a headset?
I have. I shouldn't need. We have speaker on.
We can hear you. I can hear you.
Mellor, do I need to plug it into?
Do you have some earbuds?
Not handy, because we thought everything was working on the screen.
Okay.
Oh, it showed the sound. It showed the sound working when we tested.
Yeah, and we can hear you. Great.
It's always fun with streaming media.
I know.
and yet, okay, so what I have to say, in looking at the lights that we're looking at right now, they are beautiful.
I know.
Yeah, but
so it's
I
really
need to
neat.
be able to hear you.
What she's bringing for information is going to be incredible.
Right.
It's like, okay.
So I'm going to drop it down again.
But yeah, I can see you talking, but can't hear anything.
Oh, shoot.
Let me see. Like I said, my son's in the middle of a typhoon. You missed that.
Okay, I'm back. So
yes,
the lights here, I know that what we are in for is an actual treat, and so it's going to be so worth it for everybody to just say, hey, hang tight, this is live TV,
I know.
media, and what Dr. Sandra has to share is pretty incredible, right, Ruth?
Oh, definitely. So part of what's going on in the back with the lights and the movement and the vibrations and stuff like that is what she has created with other brilliant scientists and doctors and innovative technology to help.
They can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. So fun. But it helps us with our bodies and how we can do movement through the different technology waves that are out there affecting us. And so it's really neat because whoever's watching this right now, we are literally getting transmitted healing energy through these waves that she's got going on in the background. And so if you're watching this now or in the future, in the recording or the replay,
I hear you.
you're going to be getting work done on your body.
Amazing.
There we go.
I'm going to jump down, and so you guys can have a discussion, and I'm going to be watching.
Cool. So, Sandra, can you hear me?
She's like talking.
Yes. Now, how do I adjust the sound on this? Because it's really loud.
Of course it is, Michael. It'll be down here.
I've got cute little ones that plug into my ears.
Yeah, that's still really loud. Where's a
I can talk quieter.
where's the sound control?
I can't read it like without getting my face in there.
This is really fun. So Sandra's been traveling all over doing events and teaching and healing modalities that she does, that she offers. And Sandra, you're in Vegas now, right? Where you're based at?
We're live. Okay, we're still trying to adjust sound, but there's no.
Just mom, just a little bit.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to deal with it.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're really, really loud.
Okay, I'll talk quieter then. I actually have a really loud voice, so sometimes.
Yeah, and there's no adjustment on this one that I can find. So, how adjustments here?
Oh, I'm so happy you made it on, especially at this time. Thank you. Sandra, will you share with us a little bit of...
I really didn't want to be on one of the other computers. I wanted to have something that would work where we could be broadcasting the energy for people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you just took a deep breath because you feel it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it really is a broadcast, a very, very powerful healing energy, gives the body the energy to want to heal itself. So, and all life is energy. So, and this breathing, that allows the energy to move. So we wanted to be able to share the healing energy with people tuning in and broadcast that. And we'll talk about energy, because all life is energy and healing is energy. You know, you want to be able to have the energy to be able to play this game of life to the max, no matter what you're playing with at the time, you know, and to help heal. So,
yeah. Very nice. So you guys watching, I met Dr. Sandra Rose at a big event in Vegas, and we got to be on a doctor's panel, and twice, right? We got to be together twice on that one with in brilliant doctors and brilliant scientists, and this is, you've been working with people in the healing industry, especially with reversing cancer for what, 40 years or more?
Yes, over 4 decades. I've been assisting people in that journey with that experience of cancer and what that means, and and just that, you know, process of what is really healing. I mean, it's like, you know, and the first thing I would talk to people about a lot of times, you know, I think I mentioned this before, was it's shift or get off the planet. That's what cancer means. And so it means you're in deep shift.
Exactly.
Very, very deep shift. Now, what do you want to create? If you could create that, now what do you want to create? There's more fun ways to play with your body and your life than some of the ways you've played. And you got to
Yes.
change everything, because if you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll get more of the same result.
Right.
So it's all about change, all about change. So if you want to change your hair, go for it. But but it is about change, because if it is deep shift, and it's your shift that you're in.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so you want to, you know, hit the pedal on accelerated evolution to now how I want to be, and change, and really make that personal deep shift happen, you know, and go for it. And it's like, it's your life. Now, what do you want to create? How do you want to live it? How do you want to play? And you want to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Fighting cancer doesn't work. So I don't recommend that at all.
Going against something, right?
Right. Whatever you
Yeah.
focus on expands. You know, what I do talk about is, if you're going to be here, you might as well really enjoy being here.
Mm.
You know, and that's where the real power is in the power of pleasure, in a sense.
Yeah.
But it's choosing, it's a choice, it's a decision. Do you want to be here? Do you want to live this life or not? And whichever way you're doing, whether you're coming or going, is okay. We're eternal, powerful, unlimited, infinite beings. Bodies of light, literally, is the pure science. We are eternal, infinite beings. But do you want to continue here? Or do you want to shift into a different dimension and realm? Or in Hawaii, we call it a change of address or a graduation party. But whatever you're going to do, let's do it in a healthier way, in a happier way, in a joyful way. Let's, you know, choose how you want to be, because every moment is that choice. With each breath. With each breath, it's like, are you going to celebrate the moment? You're going to live it to the max? You're going to live that light, that life, that love, or not? Because in the end, it's only the love that matters. And fear and love can't share the same space.
No.
You know, fear and God can't share the same space. And there is nothing bigger than God. Fear, I like to explain fear is, you know, and people you have to face your fears. It's a shamanic journey. It really is a personal journey into the dark parts of self, to love those parts. Unconditional love means letting go of every freaking excuse you've ever had for not being in love with yourself, your body. Really radical self-love, your body, your life, your relationships, your world. Letting go of every excuse you've ever had for not being in love to the max. And you will be tested. And can you love this part and that part and all these parts? Can you love the part of rah,
Yeah.
the ugly parts, and the, you know, and it's about radical self-love, you know, because fear is just thinking there's something bigger than God or bigger than love. It's false evidence appearing real, but it's just forgetfulness of who we really are.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah.
powerful, infinite, unlimited beings of light. And there is no such thing as death, really.
Right. So as you are working with these different people of different states in their life, different commitments in their life, different experiences, different deep shifts that they're in, and this, how are you bringing this amazing, mind-blowing technology into this healing love space? Because what I'm hearing, and this is also what I love to bring forth too, is how do we get to bring and love all pieces of you? And how do you bring, like, what you have going on in the background, how was this established, and how does it connect with us being able to feel who we are again?
Yeah, it's pure spiritual science that we are, these powerful beings of light, bodies of light, literally. The core of the DNA is literally the stuff from the stars. It's the light from the stars. We are bodies of light. Prime function of DNA is the storage of photons.
Mm-hmm.
This is a photonic fusion technology, scalar technology. And so it's bringing technology that gives the body the energy to heal anything. And it's about total remembrance of who we are, all that we're here for. And supporting the body being in its original divine matrix, bringing the genes, the genetics back into pure radiance, that remembrance of that light and that activation of the light within us. So it is pure science. There's a lot we can talk about, scalar and all that, and it is, like I said, we've got to have the energy to change, because you're in deep shift, and you got to have the energy to change your mind, to change your body, to change your life, to change how you're experiencing. Make better. Empowerment is simply making better choices. And we have to come together to share. I have 40 some years of assisting people in healing with cancer, and realize healing means wholeness. It means remembering the holiness of your body and who you are, and all that you're here for, the sacredness of your body. The sacredness. So sacred space means that space where there's no desecration or violation. So it is about going through and allowing the body to release all the traumas, all the dramas, all the toxins, all the impediments, impairments, toxicity, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, physically, all the toxicity. That was the violation and desecration of the body. And go back into that. What is really the divine matrix of the body? Was it, we have designer genes. How were these bodies designed to be nourished? You can't expect to get super healthy if you're still poisoning yourself.
Yeah.
There is a divine design to these bodies, and what is it that creates health? So radical self-love is going to be partly, choosing the things that support you, like this technology, in being able to have your greatest life force energy. This literally activates that light force, or that life force energy, and activates that. And there's a lot of science we can talk about that with, because some of that is, like I said, all life is energy. Every cell is like a mini battery, meant to be at 70 to 90 millivoltage when healthy. Cancer can't exist in the body till it's below 20. So we got to turn the lights back on.
Okay, I have some questions. And because I'm new to this. You know, I'm
Uh-huh.
new to your machines and to hearing all of this, and it's absolutely fascinating. And so when you're talking about that cancer can't exist at a certain light frequency,
Mhm.
this is new to me, and
Uh-huh.
and you know, and I know it's going to be new to a lot of my community. And so is there a way that we can find out more about that? Because it's like, okay, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm allergic to the sun, so I haven't been outside a lot, you know, and so the sun rays and all that kind of stuff. Yet I know that's not what you're
Yeah.
talking about. You're talking about other type of light rays, right? Is
Yeah,
that correct?
and the sun is an important piece in dealing with cancer as well, because the vitamin D and the sun is our vitality levels and things like that. But this is literally photonic energy, and the DNA is biophotonic. And when I'm referring to the energy levels, that is the cellular millivoltage or the cell membrane potential. And so it's literally raising the energy, that light force or that life force energy back up in the body. Cancer cannot exist in a high energy system. You know, cancer, you know, we're meant to be at 70 to 90 millivoltage. I started in chiropractic and reflexology and acupressure and Ayurveda and nutrition. And I've studied that. So the basic principle in chiropractic is the power that made the body heals the body. So how do we plug the body back into that cosmic light socket? Universal unlimited power on. And with all my 40-some years of working with helping people and healing anything and everything, I decided I had to create a technology that would, you know, essentially the power that made the body heals the body, give the body the energy, give people the energy to be able to heal and function more optimally, function with more quality of life, no matter what they've been going through, raise that cellular millivoltage. And there's lots of levels that we can address on it, and it is biophysics. It is pure biophysics, and I've worked with quite a few physicists. And you know, maybe some of you have heard Warburg's work, where cancer can't exist in an alkaline system.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Cancer can't exist in an oxygenated system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the alkaline, that's your pH, right? The oxygenation, that's your oxygen.
Right.
So we developed a technology that's a fusion technology with the light. We're colliding the photons of light, and it creates a photonic fusion event, which creates something called hydrobifurcation. You're not going to find this talked about anywhere, but a hydrobifurcation that releases the active oxygen, so like your ultimate oxygen therapy, and the hydrobifurcation also releases the active hydrogen, which we have hydrogen fuel cells.
Right.
Hydrogen is our ultimate antioxidant. Maybe everybody hears about antioxidants. It's your ultimate antioxidant. And hydrogen, that's what is pH, the power of hydrogen or the hydrogen potential. So when you have the ideal hydrogen being released, then you're also alkalinizing the system, oxygenating it, and you're raising that millivoltage. Because like I say, cancer doesn't exist in the body till it's below 20. And it's because we've been living in such a toxic soup of an environment. Toxins in the air, the water, the food, toxic environments, toxic chemicals, toxic relationships, where the body stayed stressed out. Body's taking all its energy just to cope with a hostile environment. And so then the body stayed stressed out rather than being able to breathe and come from center and have all the energy to deal with all the stressors appropriately. You know, so,
right, without blowing a fuse.
yeah.
a bandwidth.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's about that recentering. So that's part of what this technology also accomplishes, the right-left brain synchronization, that dynamic homeostasis. Homeostasis is a law in the body. Everything wants to be in balance.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is a powerful law. So part of what Scalar does, it allows a continual reorganization to higher levels of function. So what if your body had the ideal optimal environment, the ideal optimal energy to heal and function more and more optimally? Just hyper healthy energy. So that's why we created this technology, and I wanted to share it. And so how everybody can take advantage of it right now. I mean, literally right now, it's being broadcast. Scalar is a carrier wave. Maybe some people have heard of remote scalar. This will be kind of like that, but this is more of a broadcast. But the way you maximize that, and the real secret to longevity, and you want to focus on longevity, not fighting cancer. You
Right.
want to focus on what's your ideal body, your ideal life, your ideal relationships, your ideal world. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And the only way fear or worry ever got stuck in the body was, don't want to be here, don't want to deal with it, don't want to feel. God screwed up, something's wrong. Please let that go. Because the more you focus on what was wrong, the more freaking wrong everything got.
True. Yeah.
So how do you shift that? and I'm not a kahuna for nothing. So I'm going to, rather than just sitting on your access here, you're going to access your power.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Right now. And the most powerful word for a kahuna is aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha is considered the most powerful word in the universe for a kahuna. So I'm going to share the secrets of kahuna instant healing. How's that sound?
Yes.
Since we're sharing the energy, it takes breath for energy to move, but I'll also explain the secrets of, just the secrets of the kahunas and that instant healing. It's aloha, but you can take your hands if you want. It's a dance of creation, the dance of the DNA. You're going to breathe all the power, all the light, all the love of the entire universe right into your heart, right into your center. And it flows out infinitely. And the deeper you breathe, the more you let go. And the more you let go, the more all that power and light and love can flow. And with this technology, you're literally breathing light to every cell and every part of yourselves, through all parts of the universe within you, letting every cell know and remember and relax into the power of that truth, of the love of your being here now. And see, this is an infinity wave. You see that? That's the easiest way to understand scalar. And that's the dance of the DNA, or the dance of creation. And that's what was the big secret of the mystery schools. And it's all in the breath. Live people breathe, dead people don't.
True.
And no matter what happens, keep breathing.
You know what I love about you, Sandra?
Yeah, I like that.
You can go from like the most incredible vocabulary that we're all like, wow, right? And then in science and biophysics and everything, and then all of a sudden you just say the most simplest form. Live people breathe, dead people don't.
No matter what happens, keep breathing.
Long story short.
And even that transition is also that breath of life. So you don't want to make that wrong. You want to be, we're multidimensional beings.
True.
We're infinite powerful beings. So you want to make sure that you're enjoying every bit of this magnificent journey, this magnificent light that we're here to live and to share. And this is a very powerful learning experience, this beautiful planet. Now, now what do you want to create? We're in deep shift, right?
I love that. Shift.
So shift has hit the fan. You're in your own personal shift. You want to shift into accelerated evolution. Evolve into the being that you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever dimension that being wants to be on is okay. Right?
Yeah. What I've also noticed,
if God is all there is, what would there ever be to be afraid of?
when I get breathing and I'm feeling the movement of the energy that you have behind you broadcasting to us, and I open up to what I'm ready to receive who I am now, right? Who do I want to be? I'm noticing my body vibrating a little bit and tingling and almost getting excited, but at the same time I'm starting to feel like a little emotional too. So that's other stuff that was kind of dormanting me, right? Like pieces where my breath is kind of coming in and this light wave in a sense is activating those pieces who are a little bit heavier, a little bit
into
quieter.
the density, the denser parts, the dark parts of self. You're literally breathing light into all those parts of yourself.
And so in the breath, it's okay, right? It's okay
and love is letting go. And it's overwhelming love that just flows up infinitely and reaches out to touch the hearts of all being to feel more love. But it's literally from the heart of every cell. And this is unified, coherent, cohesive light, which is what we're meant to be. This is standing columnar waves, which our spinal column is a standing columnar wave. That's your torsion field. That's your scalar vortex. There's so many things we can talk about. Normally I do a talk from a PowerPoint with all the science and and all that. But this is, no matter what happens, keep breathing. The deeper you breathe, the more you let go. The more you let go, the more all the power, all the light, all the love can flow. And so it's letting go of those old stuck parts and those old emotions and telling your whole body you can relax, release, and let go. We're unlimited. There isn't anything we can't let go of.
I like that.
Love is letting go. Yeah. But we're unlimited. There isn't anything you can't let go of, right?
Right.
Yeah. So in the letting go, what that kind of means to me, and I'd love to hear what it means to you so we can help people maybe understand that feeling of letting go, right? Not just the idea or perception of the force of letting go, but the actual release of it. So for me, when I'm thinking of letting go, right, I'm literally feeling like my body's starting to relax, and then I feel like my throat tightening up for a minute, and then I breathe that love into like my throat, like, we're okay, girl, right? Yeah. It's all right to be a little nervous or whatever's happening or overexcited. And then my breath out, I like let relaxation kind of happen, right? Is that kind of a good way to explain a little bit?
Total relaxation, because if you're subventilating, you're using your muscles on the inhale and the exhale, and you never relax. So the deep when you use the lungs to maximum capacity, how they were designed to be used, go for that fullness, breathing deeply and fully to allow fullest and highest experience. And it's the breath that brings us present. And that depth of that breath and that fullness, let it all in, and then let a little more in. You'll find where the limitations have been, and you're going to move beyond them.
Yeah, whether it's like the tissues in trauma or our own thought that we can't breathe more is like a type of limitation, right? And so stretching that a little bit, right?
Yeah, you're going to find the limitations and move beyond them, because we are these infinite beings of light, really. And that's the dance of the DNA. And this dance applied to the DNA allows us spiraling into the double helix of the DNA to release anything that is not of core essence, because the core of the DNA is literally the light, the stuff from the stars. We are pure beings of light, ultimately, the star seed But yeah, the pure science is that we are bodies of light, and prime function of DNA
Yeah.
is
And I keep hearing you say our bodies want homeostasis. It wants to be healthy. And we're kind of, our lives or our environment or how we are treating ourselves with our thoughts and physical action is what is contradicting what our body is actually wanting to thrive and be, right?
That's right. Every cell wants to function perfectly and ecstatically, orgasmically. This is before and after, like an orgasm of light.
Wow.
Yeah, I like that. How do we get an orgasm more in this world?
Every cell wants to be in oneness with that orgasmic energy of creator and creation, God and goddess coming together within us and radiating infinite love. Every cell, a celebration. Every cell in oneness. And so that's what this is, part of what this is doing, is creating that implosion. It's phase conjugate wave pairs. This is really sexy science. What's a conjugal relationship? I think these are phase conjugate wave pairs. They conjugate, they come together, and it creates an implosion and a release of charge, like an orgasm.
Right.
And it's, that's
yeah, and an orgasm is a homeostasis, right? It is a full connected alignment. It's utilizing the cells for that divine, that intuition, that creation, that with no blocks, just straight homeostasis. So it makes sense why our bodies are like, okay, how do we get to feel better?
Yeah, this is a 0 point. It's a true 0 point energy, which creates alignment. And so as you're breathing, you're thinking, let me be aligned by the light, with the light, and as the light, and highest powers of love here on earth as is in heaven through us now. Is that cool science?
Oh, it's sexy science. I love it. So tell us what's on your neck.
So I do double blind studies, but this is what works.
Oh.
I've been helping people get super healthy, no matter what they've come from. It's just a choice to decide that you're no longer going to violate your sacred space. You're going to eat like a goddess. You're going to treat yourself like a goddess. Radical self-love. And that means not settling for anything that's less than ideal. So you don't want to put anything in your body that's not your best and highest. If it doesn't support you in your true best and highest, what are you doing? You got to quit feeding the cancers.
Right.
You got to feed the body. What is that divine matrix? What is, we have designer genes. How are we designed to be nourished? So it's a plant-based diet, obviously, more live, raw food, because what's created the cancers, you can't keep feeding the cancer or doing what created it and expect a different result.
Right.
So some of what's caused the cancer, I'm going to talk about, like, for example, breast cancer has been very linked to dairy. That's, and dairy's been very, very linked. Of course, meat. They found that in the beef, etc., putrefies in the body. The biological adaptation of these bodies is not designed to handle meat. Really, we don't have the digestive system of a carnivore. We just don't. It would be a short digestive tract versus we have about a mile in there. Our colon alone has a surface of more than a football field.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that's one. But also they found that the way there's a sugar in beef, some of the research, and this was what Dr. Gabriel Cousins brought some of this out, but it was research done. They found a pound of beef was equivalent to a pound of sugar in the body. Interesting, but the body doesn't recognize the sugar that's in the meat, for example, and so it ends up putrefying. There's no fiber. We got to focus on the fiber. and have things that give you that juiciness of life versus eating a cadaver. You can't expect to get more aliveness if you're putting in more dead stuff. Dead carcasses are not going to help you live if you really want to live. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, it does.
Yeah. You got
You brought it back to simplicity again.
yeah. And I had this discussion just recently, a couple of hours ago, and I actually did say that was not one of the things that I'm big about. Is actually meat. It's never been something that I'm interested in, and so then the way you're talking is like, okay, yeah, I'm really not. No.
Yeah.
And I do have one question for you, and I know that we've got to think about either we're going to go overtime again, and we're going to have to start another link for our next show, and I just want to make sure that everybody is in alignment with that. But the lights, that you were talking about that you are involved in the designing of this.
I invented this, yes.
This is your invention. Okay, I just needed to make sure I heard that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of it again?
And that's this is a true bioscalar fusion technology. It's called the EE system, or Energy Enhancement System. EEsystem.com is the website. There's lots of clinical research, white papers. I mean, there's so many levels of science we could talk, but I came here to just talk.
Yeah. No, I'm having fun with the way we're doing this, and yet it's just because
it's pure physics. It's realize. I know Ruth likes to talk a little bit about this, but yeah, since I'm remembering, yeah, my mother was fissioning plutonium in the labs the entire time she was pregnant with me. She was a nuclear physicist working on the bomb. She got the bomb all right. She got
the bomb. Yeah, the bomb, the big bomb. Boom. Yeah.
Instead, she got. And my parents met in engineering physics. My dad, brilliant. They're both hyper geniuses, brilliant aerospace, electrical, mechanical engineer, structural engineering. So I grew up playing with Geiger counters and gyroscopes and Mensa.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Mensa does not surprise me at all. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I did all the top secret. Everything was a science project, but I thought my favorite toys were Geiger counters and gyroscopes and healing all the animals on the farm. So I came in as a healer. I couldn't kill. I mean, I just wasn't, that wasn't what I was here for. So my thing is, how do we heal it all? And so that's been part of my thing. I literally know radiation from the inside out. And so the other thing that's creating such an acceleration of cancer is the radiation issues.
Yes.
And we've been, there is a talk that I did for a sound healing conference, an international sound conference, and it's called We've Been Fooked. Now what?
We've been what?
We've been fooked, like as in Fukushima. The radiation from Fukushima.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, because of the wind currents and
the ocean currents.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the radiation levels that we're dealing with right now are creating are really accelerating the cancer rates tremendously. Right. The diabetes rates, the cancer rates, all kinds of issues, because the radiation levels, background radiation, I was talking about those Geiger counters, shouldn't be over 20 counts per minute. Well, we should be evacuating at like 100 counts per minute. Well, according to a lot of the research, we were freaked out when I was dealing with my NASA physicists on the advanced radiation remediation projects, which is my biggest work. This reverses all the radiation issues. So advanced radiation remediation, we were freaked out in August of 2016 when there were over 1,000 cities in the US with radiation counts over 1,000, up to nearly 2,000 at that time.
Wow.
Those levels now, and this is considered an extinction level event, ELE. And so now those radiation levels are closer to 7,000, 8,000. So it takes extraordinary means to stay healthy, because what radiation does, I mean, everybody knows that now cell phones have been recognized as a carcinogen. You want a tumor somewhere, just put your cell phone there long enough.
Absolutely. Yes.
And that's what the surgeons are seeing, and Bluetooth, et cetera. They're finding the cancer rates rising. So how do you stay healthy? The pure science is, as we activate that light within, as we radiate light, nothing that is not of that light can affect us as we radiate light. And so implosion is kind of the counterpart to explosion, right? So
okay. Yes. Yes.
what happens with radiation, whether it's your ionizing radiation from Fukushima or your non-ionizing radiation from your cell phones, your Wi-Fi, 5G, etc., it unzips the DNA. Okay, what our technology, and this was the initial research done in the late 90s when we were working, excuse me, we're working with NASA, and a top geneticist at Baylor University in the late 90s found that this technology, when they studied the effects of the technology on the DNA itself, they found that it was repairing all the breaks in the DNA, that unzipping of those bonds, and repairing all the breaks and lengthening the telomeres. So this is true age reversal, true damage reversal. But it's coherent light. It's putting the DNA back in its original matrix. It's double helix. That's
Right. Okay.
helix. And coherent. The coherency is a very, very, very important term. Coherent light. That's what a laser is. It's coherent light. Well, we are coherent light. And the DNA puts it all back in its integrity. We want to stay strong no matter what we're exposed to. And that's why we've got to go into really being our bodies of light. And how do you maintain the strength of our DNA no matter what we're exposed to? So that's what this is designed for. So to take full advantage while you're watching this, keep breathing deeply and fully, and it's trying to give you the energy to heal. The medallions are very high tech in the low tech models. Also the bracelets. And I talked about coherence, and part of the aspect of scalar is allowing the body to take energy and transmute it into coherent energy, like electrical precursors, energy the body can use to heal itself. These are little energy transformers or satellite receiver discs, but it creates a torsion field like a 5-foot cocoon. And the bracelets, the blood runs through. So these are very inexpensive ways to help strengthen your body and stay strong no matter what you're exposed to. This technology is miraculous. I have to say, we have seen anything and everything completely heal. Again, and the body has the right energy. Remember, every cell wants to function perfectly.
Right.
And so I used to say my job is giving them all permission. So these are dense, intentional, informational fields that give the body that ideal information and energy to function more and more optimally. And to go into really being that remembrance of who we are, and try to align every part of us with our highest purpose, our highest potential. Reorganization, the higher levels of function. It's coherent light. Coherence means that place where there's no impediments, impedance, no circuit jams, right? So that's also your cellular communication. Some of the research on the medallion, they found it create a 28% increase in the electrical conductivity of the DNA itself. The conductivity, that means no impedance. So the DNA stays strong and coherent so that the cells...
So no breakage, no,
Right. It
none
reminds the DNA of its original matrix, its original integrity. So it helps give the body that support to stay strong and stay in integrity no matter what you're exposed to. You also might notice this is the shape of red blood cells.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we've done a lot of research with the blood before and afters, and
Right. So the red, that makes total sense.
Yeah, so the blood wants to be all free flowing, and that's again that conductivity, but it's the pH. When the blood has the right charge, then it discharges all the toxins. When the body has the right charge, first thing the body wants to do when it's exposed to this technology, first thing the body is going to do when it has more energy is it wants to clean house.
Yeah.
That's what you're feeling. The stuff comes up and just breathe and let it go. You could also call it the quantum dump process.
I like that.
I was just doing that quantum dump process a minute ago.
Joyful release. It feels so good to just really let go. So you want to give the body the right fuel to function more optimally, and drink a lot of water. Right. And then also support the body. And one of the things, again, part of my exercise in radical self-love is you're going to send yourself to bath heaven.
To bath heaven. Oh, I'm a big believer in bath heaven. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nothing does what a bath does. And it's an old lost science. It's old lost technology, really. But it's back to those Atlantean healing temples and all the healing temples. But it's the simple bath is 2 cups of salt, a pound of salt, at least, in your bathtub. Now you can put a pound of salt, a pound of not Epsom, pound of salt, pound of baking soda, 2 cups of each. That's the bath for radiation, for pulling radiation. Simple recipe.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? I mean, we make things too complicated, don't we?
Yeah, and it's so powerful because if you're letting go, what is the largest organ of illumination? It's your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people forget this. The skin, I mean, every doctor gets this in anatomy, physiology. I don't know what happened to that information because the skin's the 3rd kidneys. So if you want to take all the stress off the kidneys and and with this technology, the body's trying to push toxins, discharge heavy metals and toxins out of every pore. Literally, it's trying to push it from every nook and cranny it can, and realize that the radiolytic isotopes are all heavy metals too. And so the body can discharge that. So what's the fastest way out? 2 cups of salt in the tub. You're going to get in the tub. You can put in your essential oils, light your candles. You're going to drink a gallon of water a day. Clinical hydration is a gallon of water a day. You can charge your water with your medallions. It reorganizes, restructures, so it makes it more hydrating. That you're going to breathe when you get in the tub. Let everything dissolve into the water and let it go down the drain.
Right, exactly.
Aloha.
Exactly. And that is, I absolutely believe in that. And in fact, if it needs to be, even if you have 2 or 3 sittings in a time, right, to let it go, that is something that you really need to do. You need to listen to your body and to let it go down the drain. I absolutely believe in that.
Yeah, because the body, everybody listening to me has gotten more energy. Body's going to be wanting to clean house. So you're going to send yourself to bath heaven.
Okay.
2 cups of salt minimum. The cancer clinics in Spain, by the way, I say 2 cups, and I've used this as a minimum for 35, no, more than 40 years with people, and it works. But they say 2 kilos.
What is a kilo? I don't know the
And that's 4.4 cups of salt.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So do a little bit more. You know, the salt's a negative charge. The toxins are a positive charge. The salt, and you do a nice hot salt bath. Not
Right.
scalding,
Like salt and sea kind of almost thing.
but hot, because you want to open up the microcirculation. You want to open up the capillaries. You want to open up the pores.
Okay.
And then the salt can pull like a magnet the toxins that are trying to be released. And you breathe, that's your expiration. Let everything dissolve into that water, because you got to let go of it. If you're holding your breath, it takes breath for energy to move. Yeah, so you want to let that go. So you need the salt in there. Otherwise, you'd be absorbing all the crap that's in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Fluoride, the chlorine, everybody's drugs. Yeah, because all the chemo drugs and all the hormones.
Yeah, and that's very important. Very important.
So, and don't worry about those as long as you have your 2 cups of salt in there. And if you want, when Fukushima happened, I said, we've got to pull the radiation out of people's bodies quick. So we developed something called the EE salt that's hypercharged with our technology. You know, again, it gets that charge going, and when we charge products. And so that's a way to really work with the charge in the body, and it, you know, works phenomenally well. So people can order the EE salt off our website. People order it by the case, and it's shipped all over the world, because once you've tried it, you're spoiled. Because it works so well. You know, it really, really works. We want, you know, I'm real practical. What's effective? What's efficient? What does it work? We want things that really, really work for people. Right. So to know more about the technology, go to eesystem.com and go to products, and you'll see the EE salt, you'll see the medallions, the bracelets, all that, and you'll see more about the technology. But I also want to share my magic formulas, because like I said, I like things that really, really work for people. The magic formulas are not on the eesystem.com site.
So we're getting some goodies right now.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
You know, in my 40 years of helping people reverse cancer, I learned a few tricks. You know, I got lots of tricks. What works?
Okay, I got my notebook out.
Yeah, and this is an easy one. You just go to drsandrarosemichael.com, drsandrarosemichael.com, and look for the magic formula. And you'll also find my 5-star cold beet soup recipe. I call it 5-star because I've served it to 5-star chefs, and they go, "Oh my God, this is so good." And it's what I've used for people to help reverse cancer for 40 years. But it should be yummy. It's got to be yummy. It's got to be fun. It's not fun and feel good.
We got to have that orgasmic flavor to it.
Yeah. Make sure you do it right. You know, you want it to be orgasmic. It's got to be taking time and really changing your life means taking time to pleasure yourself with the unlimited flavors and the forms of the ecstasies of God's love. Radical self-love. Okay.
Oh man, we are going
to pleasure yourself.
Tamara, I say that we take a bath with our feet. I take a picture of our feet, right, proving that we're in a bath. And dedication to Dr. Sandra Rose, that we are letting go in our deep shift.
I love it. I love it.
After we've been breathing and allowing the scalar movement of infinity and the 0 point energy and absorbing all of this beautiful light activation through all of our cells, we get to go take some baths after all this, right? Let's get a picture of that.
Cleansing. It's cleansing. But let it be a spiritual cleansing as well.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And water is so important. One of my things I'm very excited about now too, it's not on our website yet, but we have, like I said, there's a 5-star soup. The cold beet soup recipe is there.
Yeah.
There's also another pesto recipe that's cilantro for pulling heavy metals and things like that. These are things I've,
Yum.
but the magic formula is what I have people use
Magic formula.
every morning.
Okay.
And that's really, really important. And then the bathing is really important too. So another thing, that's one of the most important things for shifting health, besides doing that bath, is quit showering in regular water, because it's full of chlorine, fluoride, all that stuff, and you absorb as much water from a shower as approximately 8 glasses of water. Chlorine is a carcinogen. Fluoride is a carcinogen. So make sure you're not using fluoridated toothpaste. Make sure you're not using deodorants, and anything on your skin is in your bloodstream. So do not put any carcinogens on your body or on your skin. And so one of the things I'm really excited about is we've hypercharged a 15-stage shower filter.
Oh man. Yeah.
Because otherwise you're breathing that chlorine gas in and stuff. So it's really
so we get to have a bath. We get to go to get the magic sauce.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we get to also look into where are we not letting things go in our breath and breathing. And we get to also connect and discover how we can light ourselves back up again. And all of this beautiful wisdom. I you know me, I could talk for hours with you, Dr. Sandra. You are one of my sisters I will love forever. And now we got to get to go and play with some other beautiful sisters also that are waiting. And I can't wait to connect more with you again. Is there anything, Tamara, that as we close this out? Oh, it's so amazing.
Yeah, I would just like to invite you back at some point in time again to visit with our community. I know that there's going to be quite a few questions and a lot of information that they're going to be wanting to hear more of, because it truly is something so new for me. And so I know it's going to be new for many of them, and we're in the thick of it. They're in the thick of it. And so I would just like to say, yes, I would love to have a continued conversation. However, I want to be respectful of the time of the others too. And so I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here at this time in the evening. Thank you for sharing your generosity of spirit and your enthusiasm for life and the light and the absolute love. I mean, I can feel it in every single piece of all of this. And that in the end, and what I am finding is the key to it all. That 4-letter word is truly, when you come down to it, one word, and then it does it all from there. And so I just want to say thank you.
Me too.
Thank you for letting me share with people and sharing this time. And that is really it. It's keeping the love and letting go of everything else. And that's the big advice I give people, even if I'm in hospice or whatever, for everybody, for the family, for the person. It's keeping the love. It's the only thing that really matters.
Absolutely.
And letting go of everything else.
Let's do one last Kahuna breath, huh?
Okay.
And I want to ask everybody too to please let go of sugar. You got to let go of that addiction, because one of the things what happens with cancer, the trickiest part, you want to make more intelligent, healthier choices, right? Sugar doesn't just feed cancer. The actual research is sugar will turn healthy cells into cancerous cells. So with that piece of information, I'm going to invite everybody to let go of all the ways. It's been an addiction to abuse.
Yeah, you're the second person in just the last few hours said the same thing. And so, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So you're going to let go of that addiction to abuse. Everybody take a real deep breath, let that all go. And I want to remind you, because the trickiest thing with we'll have the cancer all reversed and everybody's doing great, and they'll decide to go back to eating sweets or sugar or meat, and then that's like throwing gasoline on a fire. And the trickiest part is that cancer can become more like a 2-year-old child throwing temper tantrums for what its favorite food is. And you want to feed your body, not the cancer. So I'm going to ask everybody to just let that all go now. You're going to put in your body what's going to create your ideal, ecstatic, orgasmic, juiciest self, your light force, and and choose health and choose light and
Right.
life and love. So keep that love. Aloha.
Aloha. We love you, Dr. Sandra Rose.
This is wonderful. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Is there anything else you want from me, or?
I think we're good. That was spectacular. Oh, love you, ladies. I'm going to go, and I'm excited for the next piece. Thank you so much, Sandra.
I'm going to get that link together, and we're going to have to get a new link for Dawn too. Okay.
Okay. And then when we come back, we'll be announcing the donations that have been coming through, right?
Yes. Let's do that. Okay.
Okay, good. All right. See you, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Aloha.
Aloha.